Well, CLG did it. They got their first win of the split here in the second week. I'm just now joined right now by Stixxay with coverage brought to you by Alienware to talk a little bit about how things are going on CLG. So, before going into the split, people were like, okay, well maybe CLG will be like sixth or fifth. They'll make playoffs.
Yep.
And then last week on Hotline League, it was like the sky is falling. People are like, oh my God, CLG's the worst team in the league. You end up beating FlyQuest today. So what has it been like for you?
So for me, I definitely think the original, or sorry, is original the right word? Like the initial, overreactions to CLG was definitely correct. We were by far the worst team.
Like last week, you were the worst team?
Yes, 100%. We were the worst team, and we just improved a lot, and I think things started clicking. I think for other teams, things clicked like really fast, seem to be, and there's a lot of good teams in the league right now, so it's like, if you're even just like slightly uncoordinated, it shows very easily in LCS especially. So yeah, I think it just took us a bit to get like our groove together, and we're slowly getting it. I don't think we fully have it yet, but we're getting there. So.
Okay. So is this, like, people can feel as though this is the beginning of an upswing? I mean, it's silly to say upswing after the first match, or first weekend, but it's interesting to me that you think you actually were not great last week.
Yeah, I think we were probably like legitimately the worst team in the league, but everyone on the team has like a really good mindset, and I'd say everyone meshes pretty well. So it's like, yeah, we're the worst team right now, but it's not like doomed. Like, this can work at any time. We just have to keep working well together.
Okay. And do you think you're like the 9th best team or the 10th place team? I mean, or 7th or what? Like, you feel like you're moving up.
I mean, I think that we're definitely moving up. I'm not gonna put a number on it and say, yeah, we're top 3, like Worlds is guaranteed, anything stupid like that. But yeah, we're definitely not the worst team, and I think it's gonna get better and better each week if we can have like the same progress that we had from week to week. It's like gonna be insane in a few weeks.
So I watched the CLG Inside CLG video, and I'm kind of curious what you guys did to resolve it. There was a scene where like you all have your eyes closed, and then Weldon is like, "I'm teaching them not to be afraid," or something. So was that it? Was it the meditative state he put you in that allowed you guys to start winning?
No, I think typically Weldon does a really good job of explaining a lot of the psychological things of competitive and how it works and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or for, I guess, like elite athletes and how like their brain works, stuff like that. So it helps people understand things. Yeah, we've incorporated like meditating into like our daily routine, and personally, I mean, I don't know if it helps too much with me, but you just do it and see what happens. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's a negative thing at all. It's just like a extra thing that can help. So.
Well, I was teasing Weldon, but what I did really want to know is what was it in the past week that you feel happened or changed to make it so that you are perhaps not the worst LCS team ever?
I would say in the past week, so our strategic analyst, or strategic coach, like Irene, came, and he wasn't really familiar with the meta and stuff. So the first week we played, he was kind of letting the players like figure out and like explain to him what's going on and stuff. And after like he's watched another week of practice, he's now like, okay, I'm really understanding like what we need to be doing, what's going on, our team identity, all these things. So I think it's really just Irene is putting a lot of things together, and then the players are just like willing and working with him on it. So.
Okay, so is that it? Is it the strategic side that's because it's always hard for me sometimes to know, are they struggling on stage because they just don't have confidence, or it's like the team can't come together? You feel like it was in a lot of ways a strategy.
Yeah, I think our biggest problem was strategic and like individual misplays previously, and I actually think it was just like a big snowball effect. Like if someone made an individual mistake, then other people would make individual mistakes, and it's just like a snowball like that. But yeah, I think once we started fixing like the strategy part of it, and also people just got better individually, and hopefully that continues to happen, then everything just started to click more. So.
How do you feel about the roster this year and how everything's shaking out?
I feel pretty good. I think me and Vincent are always like pretty good bottom lane. I think we can always work on stuff, but I think Darshan has actually improved a lot compared to last year, and Power of Evil is just really consistent, super nice guy, and he's just like kind of like a rock in the mid lane. And yeah, Wiggly is more of the like inexperienced type, but he's like very aggressive type of player. So I think it's nice to have like differing pieces where you have like a super aggressive kind of top side, then you have like more consistent like mid and bot. So
yeah, and it's interesting because there's like the whole roster swapping stuff that happened last week. Do you think that's over now?
Which roster swap?
Well, so with
the top jungle stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm not sure. I think we might still try other iterations. It's not really like a this is the best team we can make. It's kind of like just trying stuff week to week and seeing how it goes. So it's not. I wouldn't say it's like fully focused on getting the results right away, but more so just like what do we think can work for us in the long term. So.
What do you think of the current state of ADCs in LCS? Because we had Bang come over. It feels like there's a lot of conversation around the bot lane right now, but honestly, I don't see too much of that. Like, as much as those narratives get hyped up, it doesn't really feel like that's playing out so far based off of the 3 matches.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious on your take.
Yeah, so I always kind of find it funny when people are like, oh, Bang vs. Double, this is so hype. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, as a professional AD carry player, I'm like, okay, this isn't Bang vs. Double. This is 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid, who can snowball the bot lane better, right? It's not actually AD carry versus AD carry. So I think that's how a lot of AD carry matchups goes. But I mean, just for that particular matchup, I definitely think TL's bot lane is way better, but just a random note. But yeah, I think AD carry is like, I mean, it's essentially like if your team's winning, your AD carry is going to look good. If your team's losing, your AD carry is going to look really bad. So, yeah.
I want to ask you about the thing you said just now about 100 T's bot lane, because Bang was like supposed to be the second coming of Christ entering the LCS. The way that storyline picked up. What is the disconnect here? Is it just he's not playing the way he is? Is there lack of synergy? Like, why aren't we seeing what we thought was going to happen here?
Yeah, so personally, I think Bang is really good. But 100 Thieves, as you can tell in like their LCS games with like random teleports everywhere and just stuff going on where you're just like, what's going on? It's like you can tell the synergy is way off with 100 Thieves. So, and TL has been a team for a while, and they also have really, really experienced players. So their synergy is just like almost spot on, like every game. So yeah, I think it's really just comes down to team synergy.
Speaking of 100 Thieves, they play Golden Guardians tomorrow. Of course, by the time this interview gets released, we'll know what happened. But I do want to get your prediction from that, because now that you have won, there are officially only 2-0-3 teams left.
Yep.
2 teams that haven't gotten a win. They both play each other tomorrow.
Yeah. What
is going to happen?
100 Thieves versus Golden Guardians?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, it's hard to say. I think 100 Thieves can... I don't know. It feels like they're just really like kind of trolling in their LCS games. I think they're way better than what they're showing, but they just need to have a good game so people have faith in them again. But right now it's not looking so good. But I think Golden Guardians is also kind of the similar way, where their game was way worse though today. When they lost, it was like, okay, they're just like losing. You can just see like they're just like losing it mentally, kind of just like running it down a little. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping 100 Thieves will win. So.
Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there? Especially, I visit the CLG subreddit mostly because I'm friends with Nick, and he won't visit the CLG subreddit. So then I go there and I tell him what they say, and then he gets so frustrated and disconnects from Discord. But I was there last week, and it was not looking good. So is there anything you want to say to any of the CLG fans?
Thank you guys for supporting us. I always appreciate it. Hope you guys understand our situation, what's going on, and just try to be patient with us. Definitely think we're improving. So, yeah, love r/CLG as well.
Thank you so much, Stixxay, for the interview. Congratulations on the big win today. I'm sure it's very exciting for the team. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Hello. You just watched that interview, and you might be wondering, why is it that that interview did not look as good as it possibly could? You're thinking there, you're sitting there, you're looking at your old beat-up laptop, your monitor that's falling apart, the LCD screen's just like, it's hanging out. You're like, how can I keep watching this amazing content with such subpar hardware? Go check out the link in the description and get some Alienware stuff. They sponsor me. They sponsor the LCS. The pro players are gaming on it here. Everything will look better. These interviews will look better. And really, that's what it's about, right? It's like you could get the sick graphics that you want in your games, but really what you want is just a nice, polished, color-accurate, high-response way to watch these interviews at incredibly high refresh rates. That's actually what it's about. Go check out the link in the description, Dell.com/Travis, and you can do that. Thanks so much for watching this interview.